Alright, I wanted to do this video because I wanted to show off some cat gameplay and my perspective on it, for the most part. I've been playing cat a lot. This is where I actually ended up duo queuing with Pete437. He was just some player I found when playing ranked. He's Masters damage in 5v5. I prefer 6v6. He's also, I think, currently now Masters in 66 after I finished playing with him. I think at the time I was Plat 1, like one game, basically one game off of Diamond before this game. But I was 1% off after that, so it kind of is what it is. This is probably one of my lower performing games as Cat, while still being a very good replay to watch. I figured I'd do this in a video format, so that way if I want to go back and watch these again, I can watch them again easier than pulling up the replays. But I'm probably going to go over all my games with Pete437. I'll do some with the boys. So yeah, basically I'm just using mobility to get around, heal a lot, try to keep up. I think now I'm Diamond 4, so like we're doing okay. I think I started the season off around Silver to Gold because of new placements and stuff, but yeah, my aim was kind of bad there. I panicked a little bit. Shouldn't have done that. Moved them back to the D.Va. D.Va gets hooked. D.Va's kind of just dead here. There's not much I can do about it. She gets the bomb. I go to try picking her up, but she didn't connect. I think she might have for like half a second at most. She did, but it doesn't look like she did. Getting him alive. Always changing my positioning, whether it's up high, down low, left or right. So that way we're always not getting hit by hit scan if they have it. Which, as you can see, top left, they have Sojourn Railgun is hit scan and McCree is hit scan, so they do have two. And they have aimbot with I say aimbot, auto aim, it's the same thing. Auto aim on Moira. It's where I reloaded like one bullet. Probably should have just kept shooting, but it's fine. It didn't really matter. Where he's dying, I'm at 6 seconds on the AoE. I do tend to use the AoE too much. Like here especially, there's not much I can do. But like if I did have my AoE, I probably could have gone in and helped a bit more with our tanks and stuff. Hanzo's kind of just dead in the corner. I do like the new perk they added, the miner. I think it's actually a really strong buff to Cat. Because it was intended to be like a replacement perk for the AoE, and then move the melee up to where the AoE was. That was the idea. I got chained here. I probably shouldn't have gone in. That was a bad play on my part. I didn't really think about it at the time. Figured I might get a pick. You went too deep. Should probably played back a bit more, but Brian dies the second time. D.Va gets D-Mag. Probably dies here too. I don't exactly remember these games too well. It's been a couple days, but there's me trying to heal. I should be doing damage here instead of trying to heal. You can also just shoot through your teammates to do damage, which is also a very good way of like constantly keeping up on heals while dealing damage. Huge Juno ult on our side. Huge Brian ult. Big Hanzo ult with my ult stunning. Yeah, constantly adjusting speed, height, and mobility is very nice. So speed and height, basically. Mobility is more of like controlling my thrusters more. It's fine. For the most part, this is just me playing the game. I I should have probably gone in deeper with the Diva over the Rhine there. I decided to play defensive with the Rhine instead of going in. I should have probably played a bit more aggressive, but that's fine. Still keeping positioning pretty decent. Not overextending too much. Sees the Rhine's low, boosting, try saving him. Try to heal the Juno too a little bit. AoE to heal players behind me, so I don't have to turn around and shoot. This is where we're in game chat, so we actually have comms here. I think right now my cat's rated for like if I play like 1 or 2 more games and win on cat, my cat's rating will go up to like masters, but I don't really know. My win rate's kind of bad because towards the start I was kind of memeing with the cat at the beginning of the season, especially because, you know, it's new characters, we're trying stuff out, still learn how to play them and all that. CC control the Moira, throw her off the map, even at the cost of my Rhine. Yeah. Diva's going in way too deep. Kinda is what it is. At the time, everybody in this lobby was diamond rank to, like, high plat, I want to say. I think they were mostly diamonds. And this is on, of course, on console, but... we're gonna try and get some damage off. Help burst down that, hog a little bit. Positioning, line of sight on the Sojourn while still trying to heal. I think I might do one of these every like week or so. Just do one. Just for something new, something different to try. So you got the Sojourn there, which is kind of big, and kind of want me to like let him down a bit so he could stun and then get a kill. I think still worked out. I think he ended up dying. No, he's still alive. Okay. We used the ult there for mobility. That's mostly what it was. It was also to kind of like control where the enemies will go. Yeah, and then I also want to show a loss because this was with him that day. I don't think we lost this game. Let me see. No, this game right here, the Paresa one, was in fact a loss. This is a game we probably should have won. I had 10 deaths. That's pretty bad for me. My average is around anywhere between 1 and 5 in a game. 5 being on the higher end, of course. I usually listen to music play. Sometimes I go to game chat, talk to people. Like Pete. I think it might have been this game when Pete decided to queue with me. No. Was it? It might have been the game after this. Or before this, I mean. It was something like that. See, that's the Hanzo in our back line. At this point, I am saying in comms, we have a Hanzo in the back line picking us off. And I did say it more than once. Again, most of my teammates probably not in game chat or something. They're probably not hearing me, but... here I am trying to heal the DPS a little bit and keep the tanks alive. If you want to know how I target my heals in this game, the best way of putting it is I always go... I take an order of who can heal themselves, who has more survivability. Like, Hog has a lot of survivability, but he's a tank, so he should be my first priority because he's the main reason we have any form of, like, defensive line or any form of pressure in the game. Or any type of pushing capabilities are usually opened up by a DPS. The tanks have to be able to take that, or else you just lost that pressure, usually. That's the main way I see it. I see it objectively. Of course, I am still doing everything in my power to keep everybody alive, not just the tanks. Like right here, I use the AoE to try healing Juno and Junkrat, and then I fly over to heal the DPS so I can turn around, and then start single targeting the tank. Getting some value out of the AoE a little bit, running, get a quick pick. We got a pick. This is where Pete started getting a little upset. Rightfully so. That's where I tried getting the Zen. Didn't really happen. I did hit some crowd control though, which is good. Always good to CC the enemy team with the ult again. Or at least CC one out of an ult is also good. That's where Juno got picked. Can't do much about that. Where we're just spam healing. I click R1 to heal everybody in that small room. Where we gain some ground. Of course, you know, just heal everybody up. The cattle hit everybody in our team. Got hooked and killed. I was getting ready to go grab the hog there. Oh, so that way he wouldn't die to outzone on that. But yeah. I think the most part, I played this as well as I could. I think a little bit of communication would have been good on our team. I think some of us just didn't communicate that, like, Ayo, there's a kitten behind. Now, if you watch how I heal here, I do try to target the Domino a little bit more than the Hog, unless the Hog gets to around half. The main reasoning for that is Hog has the ability to heal himself, obviously. He's a bit tankier than Domina is. And Domina's damage output, although Ken is normally lower than Hog's because he has the hook and the shotgun, hers has more range, so I always try to prioritize her. She kind of got deleted by the Storm Arrow there. There's not much I could have done. I probably should have just moved with her. I think moving with her would have been a better choice for me to do. This is where my back line is... Our front line kind of fell apart a little bit. Hog's trying to put some pressure on. I'm trying to follow him. Then I tried rushing over to heal him, but the Storm Arrow already got him. Might click the AoE here just for burst healing and damage. Yep. It's very good for just doing some free damage. We did in fact end up versing this Doozy kid for like 3 games in a row. Him and the Reese guy. You know, makes sense. Because like at the time that I was queuing, it was like, yeah, there probably wasn't too many people on, but there's still quite a few. This push all in all was pretty good. Wasn't bad at all. Could have been better, could have been worse. You know, it is what it is. I think our defense is really where we started to struggle more. I think I kind of started trying to play a bit too aggressive on defense, but I think I didn't really have a choice as well. I think I kind of had to play more aggressive. There I am trying to flick between healing and doing damage like I should be. Me checking that everybody's HP is topped up, using sound cues instead of using my actual hit marker. Because you get hit markers for hitting enemies, you get sound cues for healing allies. So like the sound cues are mostly what you're using to determine if you're healing or not. If you're not healing, then you should be quickly doing some damage. That was a good ult, drag him to my team for kill. Keeps popping off as per usual. He was actually a really good teammate as well. Like he wasn't like, he wasn't like overly, he wasn't acting overly confident, none of that. He was generally fun to play with him. Wasn't that bad. This Alarial, I'm pretty sure this was a very fat ult too. This is where I tried doing damage instead of healing. I definitely should have healed more here, but it is an Alarial. An Alarial does tend to do a lot of damage because of like chain explosions. The most I probably could have saved there was the Domino. I probably could have had the Domino live, but then again, I don't think we would have had the same amount of pressure still. I think our Junkrat did die there too. Or who is now our Hanzo, I guess? Or no. Yeah, our Junkrat. I keep looking to the left. It's the right. It's where I go to pick up Pete so we can get an ult. Try to fling him around a little bit so they can't hit him. He only managed to get one. I think that was on my part. I ended up flinging him too far back so we didn't get the burst damage we wanted on the Orisa. Like I kind of just sat in the corner, so I kind of had to heal him a little bit, and I kind of left him. Trying to bait the hook on the Hog there. They end up killing the Domina instead. End up killing the Lucio. Juno went active. Bastion all is active. Lots of our team are dying. I think I CC'd the Orisa there. I'm not exactly sure if I did. Here I am trying to keep this guy alive. I kind of fuck up my aim a little bit. Having to reload. But we kind of slowly lost all of our pressure. Definitely shouldn't have been that quick. Definitely should have been a slower incline to it. I'm losing that, but I don't know what we could have done differently. Maybe if one of us didn't take a lot of damage to the... I think the Bastion ult really what did it. The Bastion ult's probably why we lost that, but... not much you can do about that. Here I am still trying to bait the hook, and then randomly, when I not try to bait the hook, I do get hooked, so now we're in a bad spot. Where I died, now we're down to support. Junkrat dies, now we're down to DPS. Tank dies, now we're down to tank. Yeah, we kind of just slowly fell apart. I don't usually watch my VODs because I don't really think I need it that much, if I'm being honest. Here's the R1 for the burst healing with the basics, because that does actually basically triple your healing. I don't know if the AoE improves your healing. I don't think it does, but it does feel like it does improve your healing. He's dead. He tried walking backwards into the door and missed. That is what he told me at the time. So I'm willing to believe him on it. Because it did look like he was intentionally trying to back up into the door. That's where I killed the hog. He pushed forward. And then, if you watch closely, Domina rips the ult, dies. Alari ult. And then we all got hit by it, and I think we all pretty much died from that too. Then they should... Can I go back a little bit? No. Yeah, there we go. Go back a little bit. Hits 3 of us. Hog ult, Lucy ult. He's just getting damage checked. Arisa ult. Yeah, it just didn't matter. Kind of just dead. But all in all, a very good push on our part. Not bad at all. Yeah, I think the re-swap into Kiriko was very needed and it helped a lot. Same thing with the Emre. I think I started dying to the Emre a lot. Usually when I die to a... Yeah, that would be Arisa trying to cut off heals. Very, very good positioning. There's the Mei kind of overextended a bit. I think the Mei on our team was not very good. I'll have to check the stats after this, but might have just been having a bad game or something. I don't remember what the ranks in our lobby looked like, so I can't really make a comment on that. Where I tried doing some damage, you know, keep that 30% anti-heal up. Mainly why you do the damage. There's Hanzo trying to kill me, so reposition as he misses the headshot. Kinda gotta play up, can't really play down. Decided probably just fly over. Yep, ended up getting tagged too many times by the Alari, so then the Emre kind of just killed me. And then we go back. Nope. Was it this button? There we go. Yeah, back again. There we go. Alright, much better. Try to remember the controls, that's all. There you can see me as a cat. You see the hog, our Alari down low. Our Alari pylon's around the corner, so I probably should have gone around the backside. Like you see how I kind of like fly over top of them and try getting over and then turn around? I probably shouldn't have turned around, probably should have looked down. Because if I look down, then I'm not going to get hit for nearly as much damage and it also gives me more better check. Yep, Arisa ult with the Reaper just solo kills Mei. Reaper's trying to kill the hog. Hog's just going to kill him. Junker Queen's just dying, and I think I'm back. So we'll go back a little bit here. And then what we'll do is we'll go back onto me. Because this will be basically the same thing. And I should respawn in a couple seconds. There we go. If you get really good at mobility on Cat, as you can see, I play it safe with my thruster a lot when it comes to coming out spawn early. We do end up initially holding this, which is not bad. But then I think my team slowly fell apart. Yeah, because Arisa got behind into our Alari, killed her. The Alari's pocketing their one kid a little bit. I kind of have to dip now. Trying to, looks back, sees the Junker Queen, tries to save, realizes it's a lost cause, backs off. Beats on Reaper this time. Which is not a bad pick into this team. Pretty good. Solid pick. I do like it there. I don't mind it on defense either. On this map especially. There's lots of ways to get around, lurk behind players and stuff. It's not a bad decision. So you always trying to aim at the furthest thing. that can get healed or take damage. It's mainly how you want to play it. So when you do end up full healing, you have to be able to have object permeation, which is if you do not have object permeation, you're never going to get it. That was an insane hook. Nothing I could do about it. Didn't think he'd get it, to be honest. Most people do not get the hooks when I do grab him like that and I swing him around a corner. I thought he would have panicked and thrown it too early, but I was wrong. We did get our lick back against Doozy and Reese for like the next 3 games. That's where momentum kind of carries me. Here, I'll even show it, because it'd be easier to show than to tell. So basically, the way Cat's mobility works is a bit different than what you think. It's directional input. So like here, I was trying to go in to heal, and then I couldn't back out quick enough because the momentum still carries you forward. So even if you thrust her backwards, you lose that ability to like move backwards. You move slower going backwards. That is something I've noticed recently with it, is that you kind of struggle to. There I am trying to do damage, because I do realize that we do need some damage there, but it did not matter. They already had it. They had some ults. That was kind of done. Here I am trying to pick up the Hog. Hog didn't just link on like I thought he would. Let's try and pick him up, bring him back a little bit so we could regroup, but, you know, it's not a big deal. It's not the most important thing ever. It's something I've been trying to do a lot more lately as Cat. Like, whenever a push or defense fails, I always try to pick up my teammate, bring him right back so we can regroup instead of getting the ult charge or a free kill. You know, maybe we survive. Maybe he survives, and then we are able to regroup, repush, and they're down an ult for the fight or something. Like, that's usually what you try to... That's what I'm trying to do lately. This is very difficult because a lot of people just don't have that button binded either. Meaning you can't actually heal. Okay, I actually do want to check. Where was sniping that here? Okay, so they're peeking here. Hooks, shoots, dies. Okay. You're up here fighting the Hanzo, so you're gonna get storm arrowed and die to Emre. Yep, okay. It's just what I was wondering. Just wondering what happened, that's all. When I kind of just die here, I think I get shot at by Emre. Yep, okay. So, of course, I shouldn't have gone up there. I probably should have just played lower and kept shooting towards the Roadhog. Then I wouldn't be respawning, and we wouldn't lose this fight, probably. We probably still would lose because the Reese is kind of just playing up top. I think she actually rips the... I'm actually stalling here. I think she rips the ult up there, yeah. Yeah, that was kind of dumb. I don't know why he did that, but... Then there's Pete trying to stall, as I was. He dies. Game's over. But basically, the Cat, if you check carefully, the hitbox is not... The basics are never head on. So you see how like my jitter around a little bit, like I do like a little bit of this action, like with my movement and my aim a little bit, you'll see that I'm never going to like truly miss my target if I do it right. Like the further away you get, though, of course, the more aiming is ensued. Like if you have a moving target, like where's a moving target? This guy? When it comes to a moving target, depending on your positioning, let's say I'm over here, and they're like pretty far away, you gotta kind of like, depending on how they move, you gotta kind of like lead it a bit better. And you don't have to have perfect aim, of course, because of the way this works, but you can also use R1 here to heal, and then look over and shoot, and heal somebody else. Somebody else that's much tankier than you. And then, you know, if you get him full healed before this is full healed, then you kind of just real quick turn and heal. The best way of putting it is that you're playing backline support for your team while also trying to play frontline and manage where you're healing the most. Like once they get half or something, maybe turn and heal up whoever's left. They take a lot of damage, continue to heal, and then you just do that. Now, I did reach level 2. I think this gives me all my levels, right? No. What was all the level ones? Is it this one? That's probably just a jump pad. I think I just have got to farm it, that's all. But it's fine. Basically, I got the biotic one, which is the upgrade for the Cat. That upgrade for the Cat, that's the... How much damage do we do to Tracer, actually? I want to know. Okay. It's a little slow. But... basically, just moving back, forth, up, down, left, right the whole time. Like right now, I'm trying to like move back and forth while still moving left and right. That's how you heal. It's a bit jittery, as you can see. It doesn't really like these inputs too much. But then you can do something like this, and then like go over here and heal. Because it is burst healing, no matter what. And this is where the biotic pulse comes into play, because you don't really notice it too much until you realize, oh shit, I can kind of like do a drive-by heal like this, and then zoom in. Another good way of using it is like if you get all the way out here, and let's say you're wrapping around the corner to come heal, and you're like, okay, I need to heal this guy. And you can do this, heal, slide past them, boost backwards, and heal these guys. So it's a little bit more mobility based, which I do like. Someone who started off on Mercy, I do like the mobility more. Now, I do normally take the melee upgrade, which does, you know, decent amount of damage. It's not enough to be like insane or anything, but it's enough to be like, okay, you know, it's a decent amount. It's about anywhere between a third and quarter of health bar of most squishy characters. I think I just gotta change characters and change back, right? Yeah. So basically, I'm just gonna farm up the thingy. I think it's easier if I heal, right? Yeah. More likely. You can also do this where like you have two teammates around the corner. You can kind of aim outward a bit more and still heal them, or you can aim dead on. Like if you aim like right here, you can still heal. Sometimes you can even heal around corners if you do it right. Like if you aim directly where the corner is, your left basic's never gonna hit. Your right is though. Like you're still hitting the wall, but you're still hitting them. So it's not the worst thing ever. You know, kind of just flow a little bit. At the very beginning of a match, I recommend not using your boost too much. Mostly just to dodge damage, not too much to like go in and heal. That's more of when you unlock the ulterior motive. Now, I don't like the transport shielding. I don't think it's very good. I think it's kind of a meme. I don't think it's that good to begin with. It's something you can take that's like, if you are trying to meme. I don't think it's worth it unless you're like trying to do a pickup. Like a lot of like pickup stuff with characters, but I don't think you're really going to do that too much. I still think the biotic heal is better because it lets or the ulterior motive is better, so that way you get even more fuel back. So you can kind of like boost around more. Like right now I'd be at about full, and then right now I'd be a little bit 75, now I'd be 100, you know, heal. I'll be at probably about 100 by then. But I do like the headbutt, because against what you may think, the headbutt's actually pretty good. I mean, like let's say you see somebody that's like pretty low, and you're like, oh, I have some mobility that I can use. It does damage. It doesn't do 0 damage. It actually does do damage. Plus, you can combo it. So, you can combo it like that to move people even further. I'd have to find like a bigger open target, right? Is there a better target for this? Probably these guys, right? Yeah. So the best way of showing it off is that it has some knockback, but not a whole lot. Like, you see, you can boop a normal standard bot probably pretty far with it, which would be about the equivalent of standard enemy. Now, this is a tank. I don't know if they have the same... Okay, yeah, they have the same. The Stalwart passive makes it egregiously hard to, like, do any form of CC to anybody, but without the Stalwart passive, anybody around them also can get hit by this headbutt if you do it right. Now, the AoE also does knock back, which is very good, of course, as you can see. It does have like some decent distance. Of course, in practicality, it's not nearly as strong as it looks. Same thing with the headbutt. It's about 50% as strong as I'd say, because, you know, motion, where the people are moving, where they're on the map, positioning, and when you actually click the buttons. So you can actually use it to double boot people, which is very interesting. I found that out playing a Li Jiang game. I was like, oh shit, I could just like double boop them, and sure enough, it works very well. Of course, the main way to use the headbutt, the way that I see, is like if your teammates leave somebody on absolutely 1 HP, which you know is very hard to do, you can headbutt and kill them. It does actually kill. It's not like something that's going to leave them on 1 HP. I do think it's worth using, more so. Now, I do see people banning Cat, and I do think it's a bad ban. For many reasons. Because the best way of showing is like with Reinhardt, with the headbutt and stuff. I'll probably show that first. But my main reason for why Cat's a bad ban is because if you're going to ban a support, you're banning the high mobility flying support that does have lots of healing, but is very easily picked off if you can aim somewhat well. So I don't think it's the best ban. especially when characters like Juno give you like a damage boost, healing, and all that with an ult. I think a support ult should be almost as game-changing as a tank ult, but not as lethal as a damage ult. So, best way of putting it is, like, Juno is like, oh, you get damage and you get healing. So, you know, you're getting the best of both worlds. It's not strictly support-based. It scales everybody on your team. It allows you to push and maybe win. Same thing like Kiriko ult. It's attack speed. It's very good. And movement speed. Zen's is straight up almost immunity to damage. I think the only thing that goes through it is like Zen is Diva Bomb, because it one bangs. Anything at one bangs goes through a Zen ult. I don't think that in terms of bans that you're banning Cat over like 90% of the supports. I do say 90 because you got characters like, you know, Mercy, Brigitte, or Wu Yang. Even Wu Yang might be a little better than Cat, but I don't think you'd really ban Cat. Cat is probably the lowest, one of the lower priority bans in terms of support. Tons of people will say, no, I don't think that's right. It flies around, it's very annoying to deal with, and all that, but I've played on both sides. I've also played like hitscan DPS and dealt with Cat players, and I don't think it's really that big of a deal. It's kind of like you just got to be able to aim. I know a lot of people struggle to aim, but for the most part, a Cat, the best way to take out a Cat is to exhaust their fuel as much as possible. So if you're constantly applying pressure on the Cat, which ulterior motive does make it harder, I don't think ulterior motive needs a nerf. I do think it's stronger than the melee or the headbutt. I think the headbutt should become a minor perk, and the ulterior motive should become a major. That is a good balance, like, change if we're going to balance change Cat. But I also think ulterior motive needs to be a minor perk and cannot be a major, because it's that it gives you that little extra you need in order to like zoom around the map. It gives you just enough mobility to where you feel like, okay, hit scan is still a problem. It's still gonna hurt, but if I'm good enough at my positioning, my mobility, my placement, like anything where, like, if you have map knowledge, positioning, if you're placing yourself behind your player, your character, your teammates or whatever and stuff like that, you should be fine as the Cat with ulterior motive. Without it, you're kind of sitting dead water half the game, because the Cat doesn't really do much without it. Now, I do think banning wise, it's a bad ban. It's a low IQ ban. It's like a Domina ban right now. It's like, it's not really needed. Like Domina, I guess I can get, but I don't think it's really needed. But here's Ryan. He's a stalwart, as you can see. He didn't take nearly as much knockback as, like, you know, the standard bots do. But he'll respawn, and then you can see that's about how much I get out of it. It's not as much as you would think. It's definitely way less than you would think. But if you do this, oh, I fucked it up. Hang on. Does this reset my cooldowns? I don't remember what it does. But like, you can still hit a Rhine off the map, but if they're moving forward, you kind of have to click R1 too. It's like, here, I'll even show it with going off the map. So basically, you would thruster yourself, do this, and then boop them again. Now, of course, their shield does make it very hard to do that, and the shield is mostly like why you would never get a pick on a Rhine. But for a stalwart character, taking that much knockback is pretty good. The issue is performing it. Because you can do the whole dash boop thing, but it's not going to be as strong as you think, because most players are usually pushing against the grain of what your knockback is. So, like, it's much more exaggerated in this. Now, the ult, I do think the ult is not that good. I do think the ult is kind of terrible. The most use the ult has is taking a tank out of the fight, throwing him off the map, of course. Or, hang on, let me change the character. Because you saw how I was moving, right? I moved kind of slow there. That is the stalwart passive. The stalwart passive strictly says, you see how much quicker I move now? Even without using the thrusters? It's because the stalwart passive does that. It makes it very hard to move anybody. I think the stalwart passive is a little too strong. I think it ruins some of the fun of the game. I think some characters just become kind of niche against certain comps because of that. But as you can see, even with the boost, it is kind of slow. It is still about the same, because I did use the thrusters more there. But, you know, it does make it picking them up a little slower. You'll know what I mean if you play the cat in game and you actually experience it. I do think the cat is very good. I don't think the cat is bad. I think it's one of those characters that have a lot of healing, maybe too much even. But it's one of those characters that, like, if you change too much, you're not doing a whole lot with it. Cat's probably one of the characters that are going to see a lot of, like, reworks and buffs and nerfs over and over and over again, like Sombra. I don't think they're going to completely rework the cat ever. I think if they do anything, it'll be the tether. The tether is probably one of the only things that might actually change, which it's very good if you can use it well, but you also have to have teammates that are going to let you use it well. That is the issue. You need teammates that are going to say, okay, let's actually use this effectively. Now it's good with combo ults, of course. It's good with ults and stuff. It's a good combo, especially like Bob and stuff, but I think Cat is like A tier healer right now. I don't think Cat's S tier, because you know Kiriko's S tier. That would be like the defining features that it has to be along the same level as Kiriko. Like Lucio is on that tier list because the mobility provides, the healing is AoE, he can amp and then beat. Stuff like that's very good. I think the Cat, because of the ult, is only an A tier. The ult does kind of make the Cat worse. Because if you think about it, you have to get out positioning, stop healing. Yes, you can CC the enemy team, usually not hitting the whole team. I do kind of use it to just CC a Moira usually, out of her ult. That is a very good use of it, is to get people out of consistent ults like that. I have actually CC'd a Sigma out of it. I was getting off the ground. I hit him against the wall, and it did grab him, and I was able to stun him out of it. But I think this character is about an A tier. It is my favorite character in the game. I will be playing probably a lot of Cat. I don't think I'll ever change my main anymore. I think this is definitely my main from here on out. I did play a lot of support to begin with in the game, in Overwatch 1. Then when Overwatch 2 came out, I stopped playing support towards the end of Overwatch 1 because I started picking up tank as a Sigma and stuff like that. And then I set in some other characters. Before that, I was just kind of getting into like Roadhog and stuff. And then I decided to stick with support this season because I stopped playing in Overwatch 2 because I didn't like the changes. So I stopped playing entirely. I got back into it at the end of Overwatch 2, you know. Stopped playing in the beginning of Overwatch 2, got back at the end of Overwatch 2. Then they renamed, then they said, we're reverting the 2. Best decision they ever made. And now I become a support main again because I actually do like Juno and I like Cat a lot and I think they're very fun. I don't think this character's overly broken. I think it's quite balanced. I do have a game I am going to include in this, though. I might not say... I don't know if I'll leave some commentary. I probably won't. I'll probably just take a clip of it, though. And I'll probably put it in here. I might cut out some of this, because I am kind of rambling on, but, you know, it's fine. If I don't, it is what it is. I did find the game. This is a game where I am playing, I think... Yeah, I'm playing with my boys right now. I think I'm playing with just Steven. No, I'm playing with Steven and Austin right now. Playing with both of them. I think this is the game where I get the quad headbutt kill. Let's see. So we'll probably just watch the entire round, honestly. Because there are probably some ways I can show that like I'm not really playing right and stuff. I think right here I'm carrying my tank over so he can get pressure. Where I go for the headbutt, completely fail. Probably should have went around to the other side of the wall and done it, but they do have a Hanzo. Do end up moving him back, get him back here, and I end up dying to the Bastion on the side. We should respawn. Yep, there we go. And then we kind of realize a lot of people are critical on our team. Let's do some damage real quick, put some pressure on, especially everybody else. So if my team's still staying alive. Here she goes, trying to target me. I think I DMAC'd her here. Yeah, I DMAC'd her with the headbutt. I go in, I kill her with a headbutt. And here we are, just kind of like waiting out. I get another headbutt kill. That's 3 in a row. And I don't think I'm done yet. I think I still get one more here. Okay, there's the diva. She flew around. I think I actually headbutt, shoot her. She gets rocketed. She dies. And I think I get headbutt kills here. Let's see that he's low, so I'm flying over to try healing him a bit. Aiming at the corner to try getting low to heal. He lives. Yeah, it was an insane headbutt kill though. I got like a 3-piece. I got like the mech, to the player, to another player. It was so nice. Our soldier ult. That's their soldier ult, right? No, that's our soldier ult. Yeah. He's getting the post, keep throwing me off. I do believe I end up going for the headbutt, but I end up running out of thruster. So I kind of just have to fly away, fly down, fly away. Works out, you know, is what it is. Position myself in a way where I can still heal, maybe do some damage. Really get some kills. Crazy ult. I drag the diva off while she's demeching. And she gets speared to death. Because I think she landed back up top is what happened. They kind of just lose here, but I did get a mean triple headbutt right there, which is really cool to see. I don't know if I get one more here. Do I get one more here? Oh no, I do. Watch. Ready? Boop, off the map, gets the kill. Boops that guy off the map, gets the kill. Yeah, I got a quad headbutt kill. One via the environment. That was very cool to see.